Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to another video. Thank you so much for stopping by once again. If you're new here, my name is Senna, and on this channel I post content relating to my life living abroad as an international student and everything else in between. Kindly consider joining the family by clicking on the red subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already, and also please don't forget to click on the bell icon close to it so I don't miss any new videos I upload, guys. So today's video is a social work video. As you may already know, or if you don't know, I am currently studying for my master's degree in social work in the UK at the University of Brighton, and my course is for 2 years. I have just completed the first year of my course, and I'm still waiting for the results of some assessments to come in, but I am hopeful that they would go well. But I can say that I have done my first year and I have one more year to go. So in today's video, I want to share with you kind of like my journey into social work. So it's going to be like in two parts. I'm going to be talking about how I came to pick social work as a profession, and then I'm going to share with you my experience on the course so far. So if this is something that you are interested in knowing about, please keep on watching. So I moved to the UK in September last year, September 2021. Prior to this, I had done a couple of things back home in Ghana. So let me just start by talking about social work. So in all honesty, I have a family member, my sister is a social worker, so I have already heard about social work, but I would say that at the time I hadn't given it much thought. I had never really spoken to her about like what she does, like what it is, like what's social work. Like I just never gave it much thought because I never thought that I would go into the field of social work myself, right? So in high school I did business and I was really good in accounting back in high school, so my intention was that when I go into university I was going to continue in the field of accounting, right? But then I got into university and so I attended the University of Ghana Business School, and then before you major in, I don't know, whatever aspect of business that you want to go into, you first do like core subjects and elective subjects. So accounting was one of them, finance, stuff like that, economics, and I found that I really struggled with accounting. It was really hard. I don't know if it was the lecturers. Honestly, guys, there are people who did really well, so maybe it was just me. So I was just not as good as I thought I was in accounting, because my high school honestly was really good, straight A's, but when I got into uni it was a completely different story. And also, like, baby girl doesn't like stress. I don't like stress. Honestly, I was just really confused as to like what do I do, what do I major in. So I finally settled on human resource management, not for any particular reason, but for me at the time it was just the easier option to do. Not to say that HR is easy, there's nothing that's easy under the sun, but yeah, that was the part that I decided to go with, and not because I knew within my heart that I wanted to be an HR. I just went with the flow at the time. So I studied HR. Then after completing university, I went on to do my national service as a human resource assistant with a construction company. So I did that for a year, which is the duration of the national service period, and then after that I was retained by my company. So I worked there as a human resource and administrative assistant. I worked directly with the human resource management, and it was a new kind of a new company. They were kind of building the HR department from the ground up. So I worked with my manager, and we like did all the HR documents, stuff like that. She was really good. She was really good at what she does, and I learned a lot in that role. But after 8 months, there were just certain things that had happened at the time. also distance from my house to the workplace was really far, and so I started thinking about my options, like what I wanted to do. So I had to resign. I had to resign from my job at the time, and there was like nothing available for me to do at the time. And you know how the system in Ghana is really hard for you to find a job, stuff like that. So I was just thinking of my future, thinking of the system that I found myself in at the time, and saying, okay, so what can I do to secure a better future for myself? So I listened to, I spoke to my family, I was advised, and then I decided to go do fashion design and start my own fashion business. So that is what I did. So in 2019 April, I resigned from my HR job and I went to fashion school. So I attended Simabru Fashion Business Faculty in Ghana, and the course was for a duration of 9 months. So after 9 months, I had picked up some fashion knowledge. Like I wouldn't say I'm a pro kind of thing. I need some polishing and things like that, but I went into fashion. I have my Instagram pages. I'll just leave it in the description below so you can check it out for reference purposes. So I did try to start a business in Ghana, but as I was doing the sewing, like, it was really stressful. Like, fashion is a different kind of stress on its own. Like I said earlier, there's nothing that's easy under the sun. So if you are thinking, oh, I'll go into this profession or that because it's easier, like, there's nothing like that. Everything that you go into, you just know that you have to put in the work to see some level of success. So I just really wasn't enjoying the garment construction part of things. Prior to going into fashion, my plan was that maybe I would have enough capital to get people to come and be doing the construction for me whilst I handle the marketing, the logistics, the business side of things, you get. But I found myself doing the sewing myself and also having to do other things. Although I didn't like do this for a very long period of time, I could see the amounts of stress that I was going to put myself through by being a fashion designer in Ghana, and so it was beginning to kind of mess with my mental health. And so yeah, again, my family always very supportive. I spoke to my family, my sisters, about it, and then we decided that maybe it would be a good thing for me to come abroad and do my master's studies. And you know that when we go abroad to study, we spend so much money. If you're not on scholarship, just know that you're going to be spending lots of money on fees and things like that. And so to choose a course, it was very necessary for me to do something that would guarantee me employment after I finish my course. And so, like, social work was just a no-brainer. That it's like one of the professions in the UK that has a shortage. Like, they're always looking for social workers. So if you come in here to do social work and you do it really well, just know that you are definitely going to get a job after you're done with your course. So that was the main motivation. Again, not not really because I wanted to do social work. Like, I'm one of those type of people who has never really known what I want to do in my life in the future. If I think back to junior high school, when we were growing up, they'll ask you, what do you want to do when you grow up? Like, I've never really had like a concrete answer. I've never really had a mind of my own. I've always looked at what people are saying and then I'll say something. So you see, one time I'll say, oh, maybe I want to be an actress, and another time I'll say I want to be a lawyer. One time my a teacher complimented me that I read really well in school and that I spoke really well at the time. Right now I don't know what's happening in my speech, but at the time, like, I used to get that a lot. So I was thinking, okay, maybe I could be a journalist then. You see, so it was always like, it kept changing. Like, I've always never known, and it's always bothered me as well that, like, why don't I know what I want to do in my future? But now I'm settled with the fact that you don't always have to know. Like, it's okay, like, we'll figure it out as we go, right? So yes, so that is how I chose my course. One, because I have a family member who is a social worker and was able to give me, guide me kind of things, and that's how I ended up choosing social work, really. So now I'm going to go on to talk about what my experience has been so far after 1 year on the course. Guys, I would say that for the most part it's been a very positive experience. I don't regret ever choosing this course. Like, I don't regret, because not only is it going to give me like a profession, a career path, because social work in the UK and in most parts of the West is like a registered profession. Like, you can't become a social worker without studying the degree, either an undergraduate degree or a master's degree. So it's like a protected title, like a doctor or, you know, a lawyer, those kind of professions. That's how social work is in the West. So like, it's like a good course to do. But aside from that, I can see how I am transforming, like, as a human being, like my thoughts process. Like, you know, it exposes you to like the parts of our society, like the parts of our systems that you don't really think about on a normal day, like what people are going through, people in very vulnerable situations, people who are being marginalized, you know, their impact of, you know, government policies, and, you know, policies like austerity, and how they are affecting disadvantaged people, like making them like further putting them in a more disadvantaged position. Like, it really opens up your mind, helps you to think beyond your, you know, small little world. You see what people are going through and you try to help them as best as you can, but then also like you're able to pick out life lessons. I think that's one of the most important things for me, is that like I'm seeing like the mistakes people have made that has led them to this point, and then it's kind of like shaping how I want to, you know, live my life, the kind of decisions that I want to make and things like that. So I think like social work is a life course. Honestly, maybe in future I'll do a video about why you know, maybe reasons why I think you should choose social work as a course or as a career. But it hasn't been easy, which is to be expected, because I came from a completely different education system. I came from Ghana and now I'm in the UK, and then I'm doing a master's level study, which is more advanced than the bachelor's degree that I did back in Ghana. So of course it's not going to be easy. It's been really difficult, guys. One of the words that really scare me in my life right now is critical and analytical. You know, so currently on my course we don't do examinations for assessment. We only write essays. So putting together writing essays for assignments, and then putting together portfolios. So what a portfolio is that on the course you have like to do placements. So placements is like an internship which is embedded in the course, so it is part of the course. You know, you get credits for that. So in your first year you do like a 70-day placement, and then in the second year you do a 100-day final placement. And I think it's really good that we have that embedded in the course, because not only are you getting the theoretical part of things in school, but then you come into the field and then you get practical aspects to back up the theories and the research that you're discussing in class, which I think is really perfect. Like, it makes so much sense. It helps to, you know, throw more light on things. It helps you to see you know, things, you know, practical things, like practical social work in action. And I think that is just superb. That's one of the things that I like about the course. So yeah, I have lost my train of thoughts. Yeah, so it's been really positive, but it's also been difficult. And I can say that having my family around me has been really, you know, helpful, because I don't know how I would fare without them. They've been super supportive, like, you know, in proofreading my assignments for me, and, you know, just giving me general guidance and things, you know, general guidance about life in the UK. I currently do not stay on campus. I'm not in Brighton, although my university is in Brighton. I'm in South London, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't mind commuting all the way, because no no, I think things are perfect for me the way they are right now. So yes, guys, it's been very positive for the most part. I did my first 70-day placements in a local authority, which I was really grateful for, because most people do their first placements in like voluntary organizations like the YMCA or in schools, but my placement was in a local authority, which I am really grateful for, because then there were lots of social workers in my team, and I got to like observe them, shadow their practice, see how different people practice, you know, see real social work in action, see how they track the legal framework, you know, see in real life how the things that we discussed in class comes into action, how vulnerable children are protected. So I did mine in the children's social services department, and you know how children and families are, how we work with children and families to ensure that children's welfare are being protected basically. So it's been positive. The course itself is tough, guys. Just prepare yourself, because your essays need to be a master's level essay. That's what they're expecting. There's a lot of independent studies, so you can't just rely on lectures or the slides from class for your assignments. You need to do lots of reading. They would usually provide us with reading list, and then you kind of like use that to snowball towards other kind of reading. Guys, you need to do your own research to be able to produce good quality essays. It's not easy when you just hear that like there's no examination, it's just essays. Like, it's not easy, guys. It's not easy, because it's not just, you know, descriptive essay. You need to show that you understand the theories. You need to show that you've read wide, you know. You need to like, it's not a joke. Like, it's in-depth, it's intense. It's been hard. Like, yeah, by God's grace, I have passed my assessments. I did not pass with flying colors, but I have passed, and that's all that I need. Yes, guys, so honestly, I'm super grateful that I chose this course. Like I said, it's been a positive experience. It's been a positive first year for me, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I have to work on my dissertation proposal over the summer and submit that, and then as we go into the next year, we'll do our second placement, another module, and then we'll work on our dissertation, and then the portfolio for the second placement, and hand that in. And by God's grace, next year by this time, your girl should be wrapping things up with this course, and I cannot wait to come and show you all my graduation pictures and videos, you know. Yes, guys, so that has been my journey into social work and my experience on the course so far. Yes, it's been good. Just look forward to that video where I talk about reasons why I think you should come study social work. Yes, guys, and that's all I have for you in today's video. If you enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a like, and also share it with people who would find it helpful. You know, someone who is thinking of what, you know, course to come and do. You know, maybe this is going to, you know, convince them to choose social work or something. But like I said, I'm going to make a more in-depth video about the course and why you should go for it if you are thinking of coming to study abroad. So yes, guys, now I am just rambling on, so I'm going to end the video here today. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.